Hi, it's Mary Lou again. Today I'm doing a butternut squash curry recipe. A curry dish is very adaptable in plant-based eating and cooking. What is curry? Well, the word curry technically is just a generic term for a dish that's made with meat, vegetables, tofu, and it has a sauce that's poured over rice, and the sauce is made with curry powder. Well, what's curry powder? Curry powder is a mixture of different dried spices that are blended together, often used in Southeast Asian cooking, like India, Nepal, Thailand. Curry sauce has a nice, strong flavor. It's quite delicious, and it can be adapted to your liking if you like it very spicy or more mild. It's easy cooking for plant-based, and it's flavorful. You can cook it with just vegetables, or you can add beans, tofu to give it a little more protein. Your vegetables will not be plain. Anything in a curry is perked up. I'm going to pour this curry today over whole grain brown rice, not over white rice. And you could also pour it over quinoa or whole grain pasta. It makes a nice solid meal. You won't walk away hungry from this one. We're going to be sauteing onions, garlic, and ginger in oat milk, like I've done in my other recipes. I'll start with a 1/4 cup and add about a 1/4 cup more. I also have a can of tomatoes here, or fresh ones. I have some raw chopped butternut squash, or spices, and of course more plant-based milk to make the sauce in the curry. I've cooked up my brown rice ahead of time. I did a cup of brown rice, which is enough for me and John, and some leftovers. I'm going to start my heat on medium-high and start sauteing these onions in the oat milk. You'll see as we go along, the oat milk gets really nice and creamy. It almost gets a little oily. As these onions start to brown up or get a little soft, I'm going to add the garlic and the ginger and stir that up. Keep it on high. And as it starts to brown, we're going to deglaze it by using another 1/4 cup of oat milk. You can see how it's starting to stick to the bottom of the pan. But when you give it a stir, you can get all the flavors mixed right in. Now that they're browned up and good and hot, I am going to add my tomatoes. And of course my spices. And I'm going to keep the heat on high. Add my butternut squash and that other cup of plant milk. I actually added a total of 2 cups to make more sauce. Give that a stir, keep it on high, let it come to a boil, and once it boils, set it to simmer. I can tell by stirring it that the squash is still pretty hard, and when I stick it with a fork, it's still tough. So I'm going to simmer it for another 15 minutes or until the squash is soft. If you started with raw squash, it's going to take about 30 minutes at least. But you can see now that it's really quite done. I can feel the difference. The curry sauce is nice and thick, and when I stick a piece of the squash with a fork, you can tell it's nice and soft. I'm adding my greens, and if you've used frozen greens, just be sure to squeeze out the excess water before you put it in. And if you're using fresh greens, you can throw them in, cover it, and let them wilt for a minute or two. I'm going to be serving my curry tonight on brown rice. Make sure that you give it a taste test before you serve it, and add plenty of salt and red hot pepper to taste. I hope you liked this video. Give it a thumbs up, share it with someone, and subscribe if you'd like. Thanks for watching.